So this is day 2 of the No One Left Behind challenge. So I just met you. What is your name?
My name is Julio Abdiel from Puerto Rico.
Julio Abdiel from Puerto Rico. So one of the things that I'm doing with my channel, I just started. So I'm a new agent as well. I know you've been an agent for how long? You said 7 years.
Couple years, close to 7, 8.
7,
Started
8
when I was
years.
16, got my license when I was 18. Currently 28, so 10 years as of right now.
Okay, and then you were in Puerto Rico whenever you got your license, or?
Yes, I
Okay.
was in Puerto Rico when I got my
How
license.
how is real estate over there in Puerto Rico?
It is very hot. It is very cutthroat. There isn't enough inventory. There's not enough developments. There's not enough property. So it is a perfect storm for investors to make a lot of money if they're able to tap into getting the properties or getting developments up and going.
So that's what I heard. I mean, so I'm in the Latin community, especially in the dance community, as well as real estate. So there's like two communities. But I do hear a lot in the dance or in the Latin community where like, the quote unquote the white people are coming in and like developing and gentrification, and there's not enough. Even Bad Bunny has said a few times in his music that like people are coming in and developing and not really leaving. I guess the people who are naturally born there,
Yep.
given their space. Is that what you're seeing?
So I'm seeing a lot of people from Puerto Rico with Latin roots going back to Puerto Rico. The main issue I'm saying is people are not investing. So people who see opportunities.
So you mean the natural born are not investing?
Yep, we
Okay.
need more natural born people to invest and take it. They're not investing on big, large scale projects, which is usually what the Caucasian white people community are
Yeah.
investing in.
Okay.
They're doing the big projects. Puerto Ricans, Hispanic people, they typically invest into smaller projects, which don't make waves. But there is definitely a lot of investment by the Hispanic community, which is good. We just need to be more out there. We need to provide more education. I think I know that if we create more platforms of education, if we're able to provide the resources, the capital, the funding, the lead structure, then our Hispanic community is going to be able to do a lot more deals because everybody is focusing on the issue, but they're not focusing on the solution. And the solution is let's give education to our people. Let's teach our people how to do the deals. Let's teach people how to go ahead and get the funding. Let's teach people how to get capital. Let's go ahead and get those capital racers. Let's go those capital allocators with the boots on the ground, and let's make deals happen. That's the way that we need to get into so that we as a Hispanic, the Latino community, can go ahead and start making deals and we can start making waves. We need to get together.
So I guess what you're saying is like the people, they, if they are investing, they're only investing in single family homes. Like
There's all kinds of investors.
I'm talking about the natural born. Like they're only focusing on the
Another-
single family homes, and then the quote unquote white people or the Americans are coming in and focusing on more like commercial or like industrial. And is that what's going on?
So we would need to go ahead and do a deep dive into statistics to see who is purchasing what. Puerto Rico, if we talk about Puerto Rico per se, the inventory is so little that people are just having to invest in whatever they find. So
Yeah, it's a-
whether
it's a
that's
small island.
single family, multifamily, or commercial, it is, if you find a good deal, you just go ahead and jump into it because there isn't enough inventory.
Okay.
So Puerto Rico has certain benefits that are not available, I dare say, anywhere else in the entire
Right.
world.
Yeah.
One of those benefits is Act 60.
Is what?
Act 60.
What is that?
Act 60 is a tax benefit that allows
Ah.
foreign investors to come to
Right.
Puerto Rico and they get a combined tax
Tax.
rate of
Yes.
4% between business and personal without having to pay any federal taxes. Now, on top of that, we have another amazing benefit, which is our short-term rental properties. Any
Oh.
kind of property that's considered vacation properties, those get a flat rate of 4% income tax rate.
Okay.
So there's places which get 15, 30% tax brackets on capital gains for short-term rentals,
Yeah.
and then you have in Puerto Rico at 4%.
Oh, okay.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So everybody would want to go and do that, right?
Exactly. And then long-term rents pay absolutely no kind of capital gains tax.
Yeah, I do know a lot of people go there just for that tax break, right? For paying no capital gains. I know that's a big incentive for a lot of people who are going, whether that's development or just buying single family homes or just bigger properties, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay, so cool. I did want to shift a little bit. So you said you've been in real estate for about like 7 years?
10 years.
7, 10 years, and then you're just now finding out about, or just actually just now starting the creative finance.
Well, we've done creative finance in the past. We've bought properties with creative financing, loan assumptions, or seller financing, but we didn't have a straight up structure.
Okay.
And you can either do things by yourself and take 10 years, or you can go ahead and go to somebody that knows how to do what you want to do.
Find a community.
Yep, and do it in a year or 6 months or even less.
Yeah.
So, knowing that this works, that we've done it, bashing our heads against the ground, it just makes sense to join a community,
Sure.
a group of mentorship, or a pathway that's already laid out, so that we don't have to spend 10 years trying to figure this out.
Yeah, yeah, and you have people kind of backing you. Like if you have any questions, they can help you with certain deals. That's what I've been able to see. Like at first starting off, kind of like a new agent, a new person in the creative finance world. You're kind of a little bit scared to like it's not because you're gonna fail. It's because you might succeed and you're not gonna know what to do. At least that's what I found myself kind of like debating on whether I should jump on something or not. But one thing that so I did want to talk to a few new people and a few seasoned investors.
So what you just said, just it brought me to when I was 18. My first real estate investment that I did when I was 18, and back then I was not in a community. I was not, because that kind of thing did not exist.
Yeah.
But I was in the industry, so I already knew who were the players, the people who bought flips, buy, fix, and sell.
Yeah.
And that is literally just how I got started.
Yeah.
I found people who were already doing the business. They knew I wanted to get into it, and they gave me a seat at the table for me to go ahead and join them.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely joining a group,
Yeah.
a community where everybody has the same mindset of growth, development. The pie is big enough for it to go for everybody, is key in your real estate development, or your personal development in real estate pathway.
Yeah. Okay. So other than, because that was a really good thing that you said for, especially for new people. But like if you were to talk to like a new person that's wanting to get into real estate or even creative financing, what would you say, other than, because that was good, finding a community and having someone to like kind of like back you. But what would you say?
So first thing is, don't be afraid to spend money. You got to spend money to make money,
Yep.
and sometimes you got to buy a seat at the table. Um, and it's good. Things that are good cost money, and if you want to be surrounded by the people who can actually go ahead and lift you up, then it is going to require resources. So don't be afraid of spending money. Don't be afraid of spending and losing a couple hundred, a couple $1,000s in search of the knowledge, because the knowledge will pay for itself 10, 100-fold what you will place into the knowledge. You just got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to do the hard work for a couple months, a couple years, and everything will work out. As long as you stay on track, you have a clear mind, you do not get distracted. Don't get shiny gold object syndrome. You will get there.
Yeah, I think that was one of my problems whenever I got started not too long ago. That's shiny object syndrome, especially people who like kind of are like minded like us. Like it's one of the reasons that maybe got you into real estate, because there was a shiny object here, shiny object there.
Yep.
But yeah, that's
You
I
can
agree.
make 100 grand flip it. You can purchase multifamily and just go ahead and do passive income. You can go ahead and do wholesaling for other people. You can go ahead and get your real estate license and make 20,000 grand by selling properties, and then you start doing everything, and then 3 years pass by and you still have done absolutely nothing. Whereas if you stick with either wholesaling or finding deals for a seasoned investor, or raising capital, or getting a real estate license and doing the deals, or even becoming an assistant for somebody that already knows how to do, just stick with that one thing, focus on one strategy. And what I always tell everybody is, I used to give classes back in Puerto Rico, is
Like real estate classes.
like real estate classes.
Okay.
Yep. So the first thing I would start is figure out what's your background. What do you know? What do you like?
Yeah, what are you good at?
What are you good at? Because if you have experience in retail, working with clothes, you understand how that market works. Probably retail spaces is a good space for you to get started into real estate. So you can go ahead and
Like commercial? You're talking about commercial?
it is a possibility. because you already understand what retail needs. You already understand what the consumer wants. You already understand what the consumer needs. You already understand what the businesses need on the retail side. So you are able to understand the numbers much better than somebody who's done multifamily.
Agreed.
Whereas if you try to go into student housing and you have a retail background, then you're going to be like, okay, so what shirt size do college students need? Yeah, they don't need t-shirts. They can get that at the college campus.
Yeah.
They need good affordable housing that they don't need to travel too much. A lot of students won't have cars, so they are probably going to be. So you got to understand what market you have. So whatever strategy you want to go into, I always tell everybody leverage your background experience and figure out how that background experience that you have ties into your real estate investment strategies that you want to achieve. So another good example would be if you come from the pharmaceutical industry, then you want to go into multifamily, it's completely different. Whereas if you go into more of a medical fields, medical offices, potentially even pharmaceutical spaces, that is something that you already are going to have a lot more knowledge on than multifamily or flipping properties because
Yeah.
it aligns with what you already did. So you already have some of the background knowledge that nobody can teach you.
Yeah, I think everybody does fall into that category. Not everybody, but you hear a lot of like the multifamily, like the Grant Cardones, and always push the multifamily. But there is retail. There's like flex buildings, and there's like in the commercial industry, there's so much that you can do that not a lot of people know, and I think that can be an advantage because everybody and their moms are in multifamily. Maybe because of Cardone, maybe because of other people, but
Because it's just easy. It's just easy. I mean, it is easy.
and
It is,
attractive.
and it is attractive. I mean, you can acquire with FHA. You're 2.5% down. Closing costs, at least back home, usually it's around 6%. So with 9.5%, you're already in the deal. And FHA, you could usually get anywhere between 10 and 30% ROI, cash on cash. So you place 10 grand and you're making 3 grand a year. So
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that usually is first year, then it can bump out once you move out of that property and then rent out that space you were living in. It can usually go up to as high as 50% when we're talking about FHA with 3.5% down in the closing cost. So it is very accessible for people to get into multifamily.
So I earlier you were talking about a team. So you have a team. How do you work with your team, or how does that work?
So the way I work with my team is I have two businesses. I have my real estate brokerage and I have my virtual assistant staffing agency. And everything I do,
Where are your VAs from?
they're from Venezuela. Most of them are from Venezuela. Absolutely fantastic.
VAs, virtual assistants.
Thank you for the clarification. They're very, very amazing people. So on our real estate brokerage, we go ahead and our our team, our VAs, will go ahead and analyze all of the clients, do the initial consultation, get all the data from them, so that whenever they go to meet up with a real estate agent, real estate broker that works for us, then they already know what they're going into.
So are these VAs kind of like cold calling? Is that what they're doing?
No,
Or
no, we get inbound.
okay.
We have inbound. We spend quite a bit in marketing, so we definitely get a lot of inbound leads.
What's your main marketing source?
Oh,
You want to give the sauce away?
I don't want to give this sauce
It
away.
makes sense. Makes sense. So you get inbound from marketing,
But
and then
what I can say is, I'm not going to say the main one, but I will definitely say some of the other sources that work potentially even better because our heavy spend marketing, it is very dollar expensive. If you cultivate your sphere of influence, you're going to be able to get a lot of leads that are going to be cheap because it's just fostering that connection. It doesn't cost a lot to foster
Yeah.
a good, meaningful relationship. And the highest dollar deals that I've ever done have been from sphere of influence. So
Yeah.
follow up with them, make sure, give them a happy birthday, send them letters, call them every so often, see how they're doing, send them a $5, $10, $20 gift card. Hey, go have something at Starbucks.
Yeah, and you've been doing the business for a long time, so you've seen what works and what doesn't work. So it makes sense that like you have your marketing strategies here, and then the ones that work most here, where you can put your most money in there. But going back to the two businesses, you have your brokerage and then your VAs. So just so I can get it right, so you get inbound right from marketing. Your
So-
VAs grab them.
Essentially, what we do is everybody focuses on what they do best.
Okay.
We treat real estate transactions as a product that the customer needs good quality and reliability on. And the only way that we find that we can scale and continue providing that durable that quality is by having each people finding people to focus on different parts of the transaction, just like the Ford method, and assigning people who specialize in each individual portion, having the real estate agents focus only on the real estate licensing aspect. So steps that require for a person to have a real estate license, such as showing a home, negotiating an offer, submitting an offer. All of those things are things that are done by a real estate agent or a real estate broker that works for us. Everything else gets handled by a VA. So getting the initial information from the client, setting up the consultation with the real estate agent. Once a real estate agent does a consultation and gets everything ready, then the VA will go ahead and start aside from our automations that we use to automatically send properties to our clients, we also have our VAs reach out to our sphere of influence, other real estate agents, other real estate brokers, and say, hey, this is our list of buyers. This is what they're looking for. What do you have?
Yeah.
We send them our real estate agents go ahead and send them those properties to our buyers. And then if the buyers like them, the VAs will go ahead and schedule appointments with the listing agents or wherever they need to do so that our real estate agents can go ahead and show the properties. And it is beautiful because they
Yeah, that
focus on
is.
what they need to do.
Yeah, that's awesome because I think if you automate too much, like the people they can feel that
Oh,
it's
yeah,
machined, and so
absolutely.
like so it's good that you have that touch base from your VAs and then the agents, and then they can actually like feel that it's a company that you have people and that they really care about them. So that's awesome. I would say the last question. So you said you're from Puerto Rico. Did you fly specifically for this event from
I
Puerto
did
Rico? Nice. That's
three
cool.
flights just to get here.
Three flights. Yeah, yeah. So you can see. I mean, like I feel like Pace has a big community and a lot of people understand the value. Like earlier, one of the first things that you said is don't be afraid to spend your money. And I did talk to somebody else that they were like they had some money and they were just trying to decide, should I put this money into an investment or should I put it into myself as education and come
Into
here?
yourself always place things into yourself, because investments can only grow at whatever return on investment that you get. So if that's a 10, 20, 30, let's say that you get 100% return on investment per year. If you have 10 grand, then it takes you a whole year to make 10 grand. Whereas if you take that 10 grand and you invest it into your knowledge, you can easily go ahead and take that 10 grand and turn it into 30, 40, 50 grand, and then you go ahead and do that again. So always knowledge. Active income is for quick growth. Passive income and investments are for stability. I forgot. Estabilidad.
Yeah, stability.
Stability. Thank you. Investments are for stability. So you got to first grow your knowledge, because if you lose everything, if the investments go to shit and you lose everything, how are you going to make everything again if you don't have the skills?
Yeah.
You got to set up yourself for success no matter what happens. Whether that's that the markets are good or the markets are shit, the only way for you to overcome the markets is by being smarter or having more knowledge than other people.
All right. Well, there you go. You got it from a seasoned and real estate agent and investor. So again, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
For sure.